Hi, everyone. I'm here with my friends Nick Ward and Kat from Solidarity Collectives. I'm John Chinaman from Y'all Apparel Tactical, and Nick is with Friends of Solidarity Collectives. And we are excited to be here today because we get to interview the wonderful Kat from Solidarity Collectives. And Kat, just to start us off, can you explain a bit about your background and what kind of work you're involved in?
Now I'm in the Solidarity Collectives, as you heard before, but I was an activist at least for last, I don't know how many years. It was about 6 years maybe. And I started in my 14 years old. I don't know. And I was just doing some direct actions and something like that. Not something really, I don't know, dangerous, but I know, and ordinary things like to making some stickers, banners, I don't know, something like this. Not something serious, as I can say now, because after the war started, my personal activism changed in a more complicated way, and that I can say for all Solidarity Collective works and members. They also can say that everything changed before the 21st of February. So,
You're in Ukraine right now, correct?
Yes, I'm in Ukraine. I'm constantly moving from Mykolaiv to Kyiv because Mykolaiv is my hometown and Kyiv is the main location of Solidarity Collectives. Our headquarters placed in Kyiv. So that's why I am also living in Kyiv. Yeah. And we are doing some volunteer stuff. We have different teams which do different activities like humanitarian aid for fighters, and also media work and networking and finances, something like this. So I can say about each one, but maybe the most interesting part is about humanitarian and aid for freedom fighters. Yeah. So the first one is I could say about humanitarian aid because me and John we helped more for soldiers. We was driving a car. My way was from Kyiv to Mykolaiv, but John have a wider way. So
yeah, that was a fun trip.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll just start and say that one of the things that I've done with Solidarity Collectives, and I'll let I know Nick's probably got some questions. One thing I did with Solidarity Collectives, we partnered with XVX Tacticade in Poland and Anarchist Black Cross Galicia, and we delivered a car to Mykolaiv, and I drove that there with a bunch of stuff, dropped that off in Kyiv. And then went back. And so that was pretty cool. We delivered a small off-road vehicle, with, as part of, this sort of joint mission, I guess, or joint project. But yeah, Solidarity Collectives does a lot of other stuff. I know Nick's probably got some questions about that.
Yes, but this one-off, delivering stuff, buying, ordering, delivering stuff, it's the main things that we do in everyday life. So it could be the better explanation what we do technically, but we're doing this for anti-authoritarian units and individuals who are now in UA army. So they could be in different structures. It could be International Legion, it could be the regular army, or it could be the volunteer battalions. We have different structures in Ukrainian army. So we are helping them. It's our usual thing, but also we are preparing the trips to some cities, villages, areas near the front line to help civilians survive. like the something about food, about first need stuff. Like it's usually it's about some medicine, but we are more focused on the things like the, I don't know, when it was a lot of shellings and no electricity usually. So we helped people to achieve some heating, and we was delivering such things to help them feel more warm. So it's also one part of our work. We also was in contact, in touch with trade unions, but it's not. It wasn't our main work. It was something very situative, but it also like was, and now we continue in our work in this field. So.
And what kind of supplies, that I guess were you sort of managing, like, inventory wise? It's like, I'm guessing like water, like Mykolaiv, I think, was one of the cities like there wasn't clean drinking water. So imagine it's sort of very basic stuff like that, or are there other things that you're given out as well?
Usually people needed not a water, because water was provided by the local government. So in Mykolaiv, still a lot of points, points. Yeah, actually, it's a points of pure water, which we can use for drinking and cooking. But now the situation became worse again after the Kakhovka, after was explosion in Kakhovska HES. So it's still not in a good quality, and we're still using these points. But at the time we was visiting Mykolaiv, people needed not a water because they can get it, but the humanitarian aid, like the basic minimum, like food. And we really ordered and delivered food, which people can store it for a long time. So it was a basic need, especially for people who was working on the critical infrastructure, because they have no option to achieve humanitarian aid in the city, because it was their work time. And it was a real problem. Yeah, and we delivered for the workers of critical infrastructure some food. It was a really big amount. We arrived by 2 minivans, and this minivans was filled by many stuff and mainly with food. Yeah.
How can the international left support Ukrainian resistance, and what sort of like causes or actions would you like to see Westerners or those just outside of Ukraine become involved in?
Okay. I know that we have the organizations, the teams and movements from Europe, and not only, like from USA, like Yellow Peril Tactical, who are actively supporting us. And now, as from my personal view and from common view of our team, we need more media support, because there are a lot of controversial thoughts and things, and I don't know, content about war in Ukraine, especially about that anti-authoritarian movement in Ukraine are not so true and straight, because we are fighting inside the Ukrainian army, because this is the reality, and we cannot do it in a different way, because everything changed before after the Makhno. I don't know. And we need more attraction to us, to our work, and also we need left community, anti-authoritarian left community, their support in a way like we need to be heard. So the main message is to let the voice of Ukrainian and anti-authoritarian movement to be heard. So and also in the usual way, it's about donations, because we are collecting donations, and media support could help us to collect more. And also some of our team, someone from our team are usually on an everyday basis working on participating in different events in Europe. And also it's a way to tell about us, to tell about situation in Ukraine, and to like do something like a raising. And I think it's the best way to help Ukraine. I'm not talking now, as you can notice, about arriving in Ukraine, about fighting inside the International Legion and to join our team, because actually it's really harder than media support and something like this, and not everyone could could be prepared for this to make such a decision. So I think that if someone wants it, we will be glad, and we are open for communication. So, but now we have more problems with media support.
I mean, some of the criticisms you mentioned earlier, right, where it's like, oh, these anarchists, these anti-authoritarians, why do they all like join the army or whatever? I think one of the things that this sort of misses, right, is that it is like being an anarchist or anti-authoritarian in Ukraine is still like a small movement, right? And a way to, I mean, the war is not just a war for, survival as like a people to avoid, an imperialist aggression, right? But how would it look to others in Ukraine if people in Ukraine who were anarchists or anti-authoritarians were just like, no, we're not going to fight for our homes. We're not going to do anything, right? Like, how would that look to other people? So in some respects, like being part of, a group like Solidarity Collectives, I think, tell me if you agree, or being part of, say one of the anti-authoritarian fighters, it's not just the simple thing that we all know where it's like, okay, we don't want to get invaded, we have to win. And then also, once the war ends, when people say, okay, what were various groups doing during this time, or how can we, or as an anarchist or anti-authoritarian in Ukraine, how can we grow our own movement? And this, I think, is part of that.
Mm-hmm. I think the key for developing our movements is to work on a civil field. But we are more focused on the war because it's the main problem for everyone in Ukraine now. And now some activities on the civil field were paused. But I feel like our community are always improving, because the war also made the connection and communication between different collectives from all over the world better and more, stronger. There was not like situation like this more than a year ago. We had no connection like this, like we have now. I think it's a good background for international work. I think it's a good background for exchanging of experience. And this is what we try to catch and to fix and to transfer in something more effective. I don't know. We are trying to do our best every time. I mean, every fighter who joined Ukrainian army was not glad of being a part of governmental army. Every anarchist from our circle, I don't know, but I don't know. Those who are trying to criticize us for this can't provide a better decision, a better solution how to resist the imperialistic regime of Putin and of Russia. So I think it's a bit nonsense to support such narratives, because there is not a better alternative for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I think that's a very good point. Do you have any criticisms, I guess, of the international response, whether that's from formal, governments like the United States, the aid it's provided, and what Europe has provided, and other countries around the world, or even just on a individual level, that you think smaller, groups.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have criticisms of, the international response?
Mm-hmm. The thing that it's the thing that hurts is very much for now. It's about the Kakhovka, because the ecological catastrophe happened, and since the first seconds there was not so huge support of international community, because it's really global. It will be a global problem for the Black Sea, at least, and all of the seas that will be connected, that is connected with Black Sea. So it's a real problem, and not only from the side of war. I mean, not only from civilians who died, who suffered, because everyday civilians suffering in Ukraine, but it's something more global. And it was so fucking it was so fucking disappointing when we have no such a powerful support and response from the West. I don't know, from the political West, like European Union, about this, and about preventing the catastrophe that could happen in Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, because it could be ways. It could be ways to say to Russia, and there could be a lot of regrets for them if they will do it. I don't know. And now it's so complicated for us, because all of the things are now. I don't know. Now we are in such situation. If we will not win, if our counteroffensive will not be successful, the West will stop support in the needed way to Ukraine. It's a really huge risk that this war, not conflict even, will be freezed, and nothing will change in a better way. It's something that scares me, because my hometown in Mykolaiv, in southern Ukraine, and southern Ukraine suffered a lot from this war, and I don't know. There is a lot of destruction. There is a lot of things that couldn't be restored after the war will end. And I hope that it will end in a better way for Ukraine, not for Russia. Even accepting that Russia is could be a more powerful player in the international arena. I don't know. So as for the global situation,
when the war is over, or when this is over, what's something that you hope to do or see, and what struggles do you anticipate or foresee for Ukraine after the war is over?
I don't know what will I actually do. I will be happy. I mean, it's if it will end in if it will end for Ukrainian victory, I will be happy. So I will meet a lot of friends and my family who are now in different countries, and I want to see the Russia decolonization. Oh, yeah, and the other thing that I want to focus on after the end of Ukrainian war is to help other movements, anti-authoritarian movements, and Kurdish people who are participating in the war, and how we usually call it, war conflicts, armed conflicts in different parts of our world. I'm not saying that I'm not supporting them now. I mean about more direct support, like more material, more, I don't know, effective one. And about things that will raise after the war ends is, I think it will be about people who will have problems with their physical health, people who lost their arms, their legs, and who have mental illnesses now. It's also about post-traumatic syndromes. And it's appearing now, but after the war, there will be a lot of people with this luggage after the war, and I think it's our duty as volunteers to help those people to come back to civil life, usual peaceful life, and to have rehabilitation. Yeah.